The Lego system starts here with the curiosity of a preschooler and the big blocks of a Duplo building set. And as imaginations grow, so does the Lego system, because most every block fits every other block from every Duplo and Lego set we ever made. From preschool on up, our toys play on and on. Lego and Duplo building sets, the toys you grow up with.
I want my block back.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining another building live stream that we've got going on today. That commercial was from 1984, so just like the sets that we're going to look at today, it is 40 years old this year. And speaking of almost antiques, I actually have two of my brother's sets that I'm going to be rebuilding. So I have him with me as a special guest that I wanted to introduce here right off the bat. This is Brenon. For those of you who have been following my channel, you might know him better as the voice of Batman or the Joker from my Batman movies. So Brenon, welcome to the YouTube stream. How's it going, man?
Thank you. And I'm gonna just clarify right off the bat, these antique Legos you're showing, I got them used 20 years after they came out, of course, is what
Yeah.
it was.
Of course. I was actually going to remind you, if we're starting out with lies, maybe this isn't the way to go. Because I was actually going to ask you if you remember when you got either of these sets. Well, I guess first we should take a look at the first one we're looking at, right? So
Before.
The first one we got today, let's see if I can get a good view of it here. Oops, that's my browser. You don't want that. There you go. So this is the merchant cart. This, again, 1984. This is from the classic Castle series. Pretty fantastic. I got this one built all ahead of time, but you can see it's still in its full glory. I'm always impressed with the shape that you guys kept your stuff in, because these are all original clips, so no broken pieces, no replaced parts on this. Minifigure has seen some wear and tear, but hey, he's still going strong.
So I think, Caleb, I've got to take credit for that. As much as you all like to make fun of me for forcing you all to wash your hands or be careful how you played with my stuff, obviously it paid off because of the condition that it's in.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's funny just rebuilding these old sets, dude. One of the things that always sticks out to me is the instructions. How there's always like 10 parts per step or something like that. You know, it's crazy, but. It's also just really cool, to show it again. One of the things that stuck out to me is I don't know if I can show it close enough, but like these clip pieces here have actually changed over the years. The new clips have like a wider neck on them just to compare.
Down just a little bit.
My sense is off. And obviously the color, it's a little faded from the old school to the new school, but I could easily, snap that on there and switch out the clips with one of the modern day clips. And that to me is pretty mind blowing that you have something, again, 40 years old, which is ridiculous, and that can still hold up and be part of, that can be part of the system, so to speak. That was the big term back in the day, the Lego system. And that still holds up today. I think it's pretty awesome.
What I didn't realize, I probably knew and forgot, I didn't realize that like Duplo and Lego could be built together until that commercial you just played.
Oh, really?
I hadn't realized that. Yeah.
We got some of the bulk stuff as kids, and that was Seth and I would build some of our craziest things, because then you could get the scale with the Duplos that you could never, we never had enough pieces to get that kind of crazy scale with.
Right. Yeah.
With the Lego on its own, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so a few facts about this set. I don't know how much of this you remember or know, but obviously 1984 is when it came out. This is a 35-piece set. Retail price is $299. And then I was looking up just out of curiosity what these sets were going for, like new. And so new in a sealed box, you could find it listed for $163. Talk about appreciation there. And then used, it still is worth 10 times the original value, almost. I guess not quite 10 times, but 10 times the original value at $23. I think that's pretty crazy to me. But I will say that I'm going to probably bring this rant up a couple times throughout us hanging out today. So This is point one. Just remember that this is 35 pieces and $2.99. So that's we're pretty close to 10 cents a piece, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Which is, I'm sure, exactly what they still are now today.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get to that on my ranting later.
Yeah.
Really quick here before we get started, I'll go ahead and bring in a few comments, and then I actually want to get started on the motorcycle build. If you're good to hang out, we can hang out and continue chatting while I'm building. But
oh yeah, of course.
We'll just bring in a few people here. If I have this linked up correctly. There we go. Irma says, hi, we're here. Thanks for joining us, Irma. Glad to see you. Perfect username, never too old for Lego. That's me in a nutshell. Transformers that are 40 years old. Fantastic. We should get those on one of the streams someday. I mean, I would love to expand and just do more and more about like old toys and everything like that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
We should just Robot Chicken style, just do animations with everything. Veronica, howdy to you too. Issa says, hi, Uncle Brennan.
Hi, Issa.
Issa's my 2-year-old, for anybody who doesn't know. And then Never Too Old for Lego says, does anybody remember the Robin Hood sets? Those are fantastic. You guys actually have one of the Forest minifigures, don't you?
We do, yeah. I'm trying to remember what set that came with. But I definitely remember this.
I don't think you actually, from what I recall at least, you never actually had like the tree fort, did you? That it came with?
No, we didn't. No, that was always one of like the goals. Like that was at one point hoping to be able to get that, but no, we never did.
Yeah. No, those were cool. They just re-released the tree fort this last year, and I actually got it as like a gift with purchase, so I was excited to have that one.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, the minifigures are a little bit different than they used to be.
I saw there was recently, I don't know if it was a couple years ago or I don't remember exactly when, but I know there was a archery, the kind of Robin Hood style one released within the last couple of years. It might be that one, but I thought it was a little bit bigger of a set that I was thinking of that I seriously debated at one point.
Yeah. Or were you talking about the castle one? Like the giant lion one, or?
It went with the castle set. So I know there was the castle set. There was the blacksmith. Was it blacksmith shop?
Yeah.
I'm not remembering the exact name of it, but that was one of the larger sets. But I thought there was like a forest archery one, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, of the new ones that came, yeah, they did. That was the one I was referring to. They have the gift with purchase, I think, is what it was, and it was like the Forestman's Archery, and that was.
Oh, got it.
Esme got me Lego that month that they had it, and so
nice.
I ended up having that one, so I do have that
nice.
Around here somewhere. But yeah, let's get into the build. We can take some more questions as we go along, but I want to get into it. I'm not sure. I was slow last time, so I want to get going, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So let's see here.
If you don't mind, Caleb, unless you don't want me to, I can answer the question that you kind of asked at the beginning before we got into showing the stuff.
Oh yeah, about getting these sets, yeah.
Yeah. So no memory of receiving them, but I will say that as I was thinking about it, I do remember, like, I have distinct memories, especially the motorcycle shop, of building it. And I mean, obviously the one that I had the longest, but also we definitely didn't have the sets like you guys had or whatever. And so had kind of limited. So definitely remember regularly like building it. And like, I can remember in the house, the ranch in North of the Republic, I can remember like playing with it out in the living room and stuff like that. So it's awesome. Odd because and that would have been 10, when I was 10 years old or something like that. So that would have been a few years after we got it. But
when you were 18,
like, I just remember that. yeah. And then that cart definitely is one. And it's odd, some of those that I've kind of forgotten about, and I'm going to be excited once these all make it to me.
Yeah.
Hint.
Well, this is why we're doing it. I forgot to talk about that at the beginning, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, no, absolutely, that'll be really cool.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's funny because even going through and rebuilding some of these, I actually think in some respects, I mean, there's some of my themes like I don't know if you remember the desert themed sets, like the Indiana Jones before there was Indiana Jones, but there was a bunch of those that I played a lot with as a kid. But for a lot of the ones that I had, because I got them when I was a little bit older, like I actually played with these substantially more like your guys' sets than even some of my own. Which is kind of funny now, but it's cool to go back and like rebuild them. Now, I just always like to point out these instructions, of course, have seen better days. They've made it through a lot of us, but still the original instructions here, despite all of the builds that we talk about. And then right off the bat, we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 parts that we're putting on. So just like these things are nuts to begin with.
Well, and it's not that doesn't highlight them, right? It just shows them in place.
Oh yeah, it just shows them in place. So like this piece here, you probably can't even see it.
I can barely see it. I can tell that it's there.
Yeah, it's like, it's easy to miss, and then you are always like 5 steps ahead, and then just having to like go and figure out where the mistake was made or whatever.
So I feel like it's less possible to do now, but I do have a question for you, and then anybody who's watching, if they want to comment on it as well.
Yeah.
I remember a buddy who would get Lego sets and then would immediately like just toss the instructions to the side but it'd be a set. Like it wasn't just like hey, I'm going to get a bunch of Lego brick and create my own thing. It was get a set, then I'm going to toss the instructions aside and like see if I can figure it out, which on one hand is like, cool, but on the other hand, it would drive me nuts because inevitably he would have like pieces left over at the end, and it's kind of like, yeah, but those went somewhere. What are you thinking? So I'm curious, Caleb, have you like tried that, or are you like? I'm definitely pedantic, follow the instructions, but
so it depends. I do regularly if I get some kind of small set, like some of the ones that comes with the advent calendars or things like that. I just for fun will sometimes try to look at the picture and just build it without looking at any kind of directions, but not usually for like the bigger sets that I'm gonna do. It is funny because Sam definitely prefers just freestyle building to building sets, which I mean I feel like should be encouraged with Lego, but is also a little bit hard on me because she has so many cool sets compared to what we necessarily had growing up.
Right. Yeah.
Even me and Seth, who had more than the rest of you guys, you know what I mean? So it kills me a little bit, but she does some pretty cool stuff, and so I've been trying to buy her more just like bulk because that's really what she likes doing the most. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of what Lego's all about,
Yeah. Well, and I can appreciate like if you are getting bulk and that's why to buy it, that 100%. It was just not understanding the idea of buying a set and then just trying to wing it on your own.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit different there. So, do you have? And we actually had a question come in about this one. Do you have favorite Lego set?
Ooh.
And here for myself, I actually want to break this into 2. Favorite childhood set, and then also favorite set in your collection today, because I know from experience that might be 2 different questions.
That is it is 2 very different questions because my collection is very different today. I think so. So from what I remember of mine, and again, it was when Mom and Dad were starting to pack stuff and sending pictures. It was reminded of some sets that I kind of forgot about. But the Renegade wagon. What was the name of that?
Oh, it was like the Wolfpack one, right?
Yes, the Wolfpack one. Yeah. The Wolfpack wagon. That one just always kind of stuck with me, and I don't know why.
Dude, that was one. That was actually a really nice set, and you're not the only person because I totally like follow all the geeky Lego subreddits, and that set came up one time, and people were just raving about how much they loved that one. So, no, I think you're very well founded for having that be a favorite.
So I think as growing up, that was one of my yeah, that was one for me. And I don't know why, but it was kind of like, and I might be completely making this up. And Thad and I grew up close enough to toy wise and kind of like shared everything. So
Yeah.
I don't always remember things exactly, but it seemed like Thad kind of gravitated towards the castle stuff, and I gravitated towards like the renegade, like Robin Hood gonna go. And I don't know why, like that doesn't make sense at all for the two of us, but that's how it played out.
I mean, castle for Thad makes sense. You as a renegade, I think it's how you've seen yourself all these years, right? Like,
no, not at all. that's completely untrue. So current is. I don't know, brother. Current is a really tough. So, as you well know, I'm in that point of life where I realize that I can put my expendable income toward building big Lego sets.
I don't see a better way to use it. I don't see any better way to use it.
So it's a tough one. I've got some pretty cool Batman ones. I really like Rivendell. Like Rivendell was a really cool build. Rivendell was one of those, and I think you and I have talked about this before. Like Rivendell was one of those that Chelsea and I kind of co-built, like, and because of the books are 3 different manuals, we could like throw each be working one. And we get through the first 2 parts of the build. The first 2 books are the smaller part. So you get through that and you're like, oh man, this has been a good build so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get to the 3rd one and you're just like, it's never going to end.
That's pretty. So it was Rivendell, and then is there one of your Batman that stick out to you?
I might. Do you know? Did anyone jump out? So I haven't built the 1989 Batwing yet, which is ridiculous, but I haven't built that yet. It's probably between the 1989 Batmobile, like the large one, and the Batcave, the Batman Returns Batcave. The Batcave, like awesome. The Shadowbox Batcave is really cool. And I really enjoyed it. And like both closed and open, it's cool. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a non-answer, which would you expect any less from me?
Yeah, I didn't really expect to get a straight answer from you, but.
Oh, by the way, so I was talking to a guy at a Lego store recently, and we were looking at, I hadn't realized that, they released the Batman animated series, Batmobile the Small.
Yeah, that one like just came out this month.
I know, and I didn't even know it was coming, so I'm really excited about that one.
You should have watched my countdown video.
Well, sorry that I missed it. But his plan is and I don't remember exactly the layout, but I don't know if you remember in Hush, the graphic novel Hush. At some point, they're going through the Batcave, and there's a setup of like all of the Batmobiles. And I can't remember if it's one that's like on a large like rotation that they can turn, or if it's all in a line. But however they're set up, he's actually going to do that because he has, like me, he has like the 2005 Batmobile from the Lego collection one, and then he has like the small tumbler, the 1969 Batmobile, the 1989 Batmobile, the small, all the smaller versions.
Yeah.
And then he was in the animated series, so he's going to do like this setup of a Batcave that has all of the various Batmobiles, kind of like it's in Hush. So
are they close enough size wise that it'll work well? Because I don't.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're all very similar size wise. So I think I haven't built I built the large tumbler. I haven't built the small tumbler yet, but I built I even got the one from the Batman, the most recent one that's kind of the just muscle car type of Batmobile.
Yeah.
I think the only one he has that I don't have is the. Did they come out with one for Batman Superman? I think there's a Batman Superman.
No, I'd have to. That was probably in some of my darkest ages of Lego collecting. So.
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with if they did right then. But dude, we have so many Batman fans on this channel. I mean, I think that's what, obviously this is really, most of the channel's grown off of my Batman movies. So it'd be cool. We should totally do a video on specifically your Batman collection at some point.
Yeah, of course.
And then to give you a reason to have to make sure all of your, Batwing and everything are built.
So I just Google searched to answer my question. Yes, there is a kind of Batman versus Superman Batmobile.
So is that the only one you don't have?
Right now I don't have the small 1989.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think there was an iteration of between 2005 and then the point where they started to release they started to release like the full tie-ins. So at a point there where they kind of did, it was a Lego Batmobile, but it wasn't quite directly tied into a movie.
Yeah.
I think there would have been a second or third version that came out. So I don't have that. I think 2005 might be the original. And then yeah, the 1989 is the only one that I don't have. I'm debating whether I want to get it just to kind of round it out. But I also have, but with the Batcave came the kind of like the Batman Returns version of the Batmobile.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like, do I want to have two of those? And I'm also trying to not have just, I like to have a lot of Batman Lego, but maybe not all Batman Lego.
Okay. If that's a deliberate choice, I respect that.
Yeah.
But so I think, it would be kind of cool to have the full maybe not every Batman Lego, but the full Batmobile collection would be pretty sick. I do know we like to pretend those movies don't exist. Specifically the Batman Superman one.
Yeah.
And the Justice League was pretty painful too.
Yeah. How many cuts how many Zack Snyder cuts have they released so far?
I don't know. Not enough to make me like it yet.
The black and white version, the black and white extended version.
So, got a couple more questions coming in.
Okay.
From Sarah, we have, did the older sets come with extra pieces? You probably know about that better than me.
I feel like... Actually, I think, Sarah, no. I think the extra pieces, like the extra small pieces, is more of a current thing. I mean, I'm going to speculate here, but I speculate that part of it is that the older sets didn't have, it had small pieces, right? But it didn't have as small, like, detail pieces like some of the sets do now. And that seems to be what is typically extra in a set. And I don't remember them having extra.
So,
but I don't think. Oh, sorry, Caleb, go ahead.
I was saying, by the time I started collecting, I know the ones that I did that came a few, the first ones I had were probably from the first couple years of the 90s, so, 6-7 years after this. Those would have, like, the extra pieces, more similarly to what you would now. I still don't think they did as many as what they do now, but again, to your point, the pieces now have a tendency to be a little bit smaller overall for an extra, a detail and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of a difference that made. See, I'm getting lost here in this instructions right now. I'm trying to figure out like what level I'm on of this series of like yellow. But
so you want to talk about getting lost in a set, though? I will share, and I don't think I've told you this one yet, Caleb, that some of the sets that we have now we choose to build seasonally. So we have some Halloween Lego, we have some like summer Lego, some fall Lego. Oh, speaking of summer Lego, did you see the Jaws set that came out?
Oh yeah, that one looks amazing.
Yeah, so probably going to get that one. It's one of those things is like I enjoy Jaws quite a bit, but not that I would have thought like, oh, I'm going to go get a Jaws Lego until it came out, and it's like, oh no, this is
I definitely need a Jaws Lego now.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was, I've always thought Jaws was a pretty like awesome movie. I always use it as one of the examples, like, and one of my core principles of like, filmmaking, so to speak, has been that less is more when it comes to horror and stuff like that, and that's always that's always the example I go to. So like Jaws, I think is pretty awesome for lots of reasons, but my mind just immediately jumps to like, well, I need this for the sketches. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The Jaws sketches I can do with this are well worth it. So yeah, that one was also on my list. for anybody who's paying attention.
But anyway, because we do seasonal things, so I enjoy too, like over time, taking sets apart and then a year or so later putting them back together or whatever. But because we do seasonal, we'll have ones that will, it only comes out at Christmas, only comes out in the summer, whatever. And I think Chelsea's now going to move away from that habit, but she would take it apart and leave like chunks together.
Oh,
and
no.
Normally, yeah, and I get like it seems like pedantic to take every single piece apart, but
I do.
But when you're working with hundreds of pages of instructions, leaving them together can get really messy really fast. So we learned that the hard way, and we don't do that now.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I actually really like rebuilding stuff, so I tend to.
Yeah.
The one exception is, and it's by far the biggest set that I have, but the Daily Bugle I've left together, both because the girls like playing with it, and then just because it seems actually a little bit daunting to take down.
Yeah.
Because I want to like reverse it into bags so that I can actually build it again reasonably well.
Yep. Well, so and to be fair, that's how I do it as well. Like I completely, when I take it apart, it's completely putting it back in the original bag, the numbered bags, so that I can put it back together relatively easy.
Yeah, I haven't done that much with smaller sets, but with the big, like again, like the one that's behind me, the Daily Bugle, and then and then I have, obviously you helped make that happen for me, but I have the Rivendell set. I just haven't built it yet, and so that I think will be the similar with that one when I do build it. I don't know if it'll happen or not because it would take so long. I would love to do just a marathon build on that live and just see, but the hours in it are going to be But I know I'm going to spend the better part of a day like just trying to finish it. So I don't know.
Do you think you can build it in a day though?
I don't know. The piece count on it, I don't know. Oops, I bumped the wrong thing. I really don't know if you could or not. It would be
okay.
I'd have to like look into it some more and see. I'm not a particularly fast builder too, especially when I'm doing this because I'm pushing other buttons and stuff, so.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, Never Too Old for Age also commented, or never Too Old for Lego, sorry, messing stuff up.
Never too old for age.
Never too old for age. But he says started doing Lego this year because he did the Lego Optimus Prime on his All Transformers channel. Now he's hooked. I think that's awesome. That's I think the best thing to come out of the licensed sets is people getting into it because something that they're into now has Lego of it.
Yeah.
And I love
and the Optimus was the Optimus Prime one motorized. It is, isn't it?
I don't know if it's motorized. It has the whole like transform capability, so it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive what it can do.
Maybe I just saw like a stop motion animation version of it showing it like transform, because I think that's one of the things that's really cool about that and the Bumblebee is just that it can actually transform. Like it can actually do the transform as well, which is pretty cool design.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you see the Pac-Man one that came out?
Yeah, that one looks cool. I have to pick and choose which ones of these I'm actually going to try to, spend my money on. But that one looks awesome.
Did you see it in person? Like, because it's ridiculous to turn the crank and then watch them chase each other around.
I haven't actually seen it operating in person. I think I did see it at the Lego store, but I haven't actually had a chance to crank it. But it looks super impressive to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then Sam asked if we're going to be using this set in one of the animations anytime soon. So, no, actually, I'll show a little bit later. This has actually already been used in one of my animations. I don't know if you remember, Brenon, but Batman Rebuilt. This is actually in the very end. This is This is the shot that Batman uses, to finish off the villain. So,
yeah.
But no, this is going to be.
By the way, when is the third one coming?
Well, sometime after Justice League versus Avengers. So.
Okay. All right.
So not soon, but it is coming.
So when is Justice League versus Avengers coming out?
Well, I keep like telling people that it's coming soon, which is mostly intended to be true. No, we've shot a lot of it, as you know, but I've been trying to fill my audience more in on it. Is I now have 2 kids, a pretty demanding job, so. The progress on actually getting stuff done on it has been a lot slower than obviously it used to be.
Right,
so I'm still trying to figure out. So that being said, I'm kind of like you picking a favorite Lego set. Like I'm pretty non-committal on saying when it's going to be done, but I do work on it. Like I have my work nights on Monday nights, and I always sit down and like do some work on the show to keep it moving forward. So it is absolutely coming one of these days. And it's been a long time in the making, but it's so much fun to go back to because there's so many things that, like, just the voice cast that you helped me put together for it and everything has been so much fun. I really can't wait for people to see it.
Right. Yeah. No, it was, and I mean, that cast was a really fun cast. I'm excited to see. I mean, it's been a while, but I'm excited to hear what they did with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
so
was
Caleb, No, go ahead.
I was going to try to get together a clip to show actually of you voice recording for it, but I ran out of time, so I didn't get that actually prepared. But it is pretty fun to go back and see some different clips. But I was going to ask you, do you have a favorite? I don't know how much you remember from the recording of it, because like you said, it's a long time ago. But do you have a favorite like voice or anything that you did for Justice League versus Avengers?
Well, Justice League versus Avengers, I got booted as Batman.
Yeah, well, it does take place in an alternate universe from my other Batman films. We were doing the multiverse before. Right. We were doing the multiverse before Marvel. So, in fairness, we needed a different. No one saw it. It was nobody saw it. You'll have to believe me. But
no one's seen it yet. But yeah, believe. No, but I will say, like, I'm joking aside, like Max was the absolute right choice. I really enjoyed what he did. I seem to remember enjoying doing the voice of Wolverine quite a bit. And having fun doing that. Always had fun, like trying to do a fair shake on the Joker, so I remember the Joker being a fun one. I'm trying to not
straight up copy any existing Jokers. That was part of the fun of it, I think, too. Is
try
to bring something a little bit original,
like trying to find a little bit of Heath Ledger, a little bit of Mark Hamill, but then kind of letting it be its own thing as well. That was fun.
And then obviously Joker in Justice League versus Avengers is very different than. I know the voice we didn't take it in a super different direction, but it is a very different character from. The Joker and the other movies too.
Any other ones that you remember that I did? Because I mean,
so Loki's the one.
It's been like what 12 years.
Yeah, not 12 years, 10. We did all the recording and shooting actually in 2014, so it's another 10 years.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah. No, that's 10 years. Cool. So it's been 10 years. Loki was fun too. Loki was a fun one.
I think that's one of my favorites, just because it was different than a lot of the stuff we had done so far.
Oh yeah. I don't want to now I'm like remembering what some of the other people did and what direction we went with, or you guys went with some of the other characters, which is just I want people to be able to see it, brother.
It'll happen one of these days.
So I think you're off because I think you need those black flat pieces down first for the angled roof to go on top next. So I think you're out of order. Yeah, because I think it maybe goes on top. Yeah, you're
right. I think you're right. Because this was another place where I was confused trying to find the positioning of this. And I was like, if I do the roof first, it'll help me. But no. See, this is why the kids have it so easy today. Are our children going to be?
And then I'm going to walk you through it. So hold up one of the longer flat pieces.
This one here?
Yep, that way. Yep, exactly. Just like that. Yep.
I see. Oh, man.
Hold on a second, though. Wait a minute. Yeah,
that goes right there.
It needs to be flush. So that one you have in the middle bracing either needs to go back one or forward one. I can't tell from this angle.
It's back one.
Okay, there you go.
See the danger of these old sets. There, that's gonna be better.
There you go. Yeah.
So actually, while we're finishing up the build here, I also have it's my little stats on the motorcycle shop here. So released in 1984. Yep. 171 pieces, 1750. Check that out. New $711. And even used 48, you're at about, all approximately 3 times the value there just on the used one alone. Like, that's absolutely nuts to me. But again, go ahead.
No, finish your thought.
I'm going to get into a rant. So you do what
yes, please. Say? No, go for it. Rant.
So
rant.
Everybody talks about how expensive Lego are getting these days.
Right.
And I know that I'm a little bit of a fanboy here, but I always bristle a little bit at that allegation. Because when I look for value in a set, and obviously there's some sets where Lego knows what they have with the value of the minifigures and stuff now. So, if there's rare minifigures, they will jack up the price and it's not 10 cents a piece. But when I look for a good value set, I still look for that 10 cents a piece mark. So somehow, shockingly, I actually contend that Lego is not getting more expensive. It's just getting bigger. And I do
That's a fair, because I started to think about some of the sets that I've purchased, and based on piece count, you're right. They're still hovering at that 10 cents a piece.
Yeah, because and then some like the really big ones, like if you think Rivendell, that's actually substantially lower than your 10 cents a piece, I think. Maybe not substantially, but it's, and you've still got rare figures in there and stuff. Yeah, this will be interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is.
So what I actually think, the complaint of that the sets are getting bigger, and that sometimes to get the cool figures people are priced out. I totally get that criticism. You know what I mean? But
right, yeah.
Just the sheer allegation that Legos are getting more expensive is, I believe, provably untrue, and that's especially crazy to me once you start to get into the resale value of these things. It's like they actually would have a lot of justification for jacking up the price more than what they have,
Yeah. So Rivendell is 8 cents, 8.1 cents per piece. If you just do a straight
8.1
straight average. Yeah. So yeah. That wasn't as ranty as I was hoping, Caleb. I'm a little disappointed.
Okay. Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah. We need like Caleb. We need full on Caleb anger coming out at
Caleb
this.
rage mode, yeah.
Caleb rage mode, yeah.
Well,
so here's no. What's that? Go ahead.
So the only piece I've been missing this whole time, which I'll have to go through and hunt down, is this giant roost piece. And
it's no, I'm gonna take it. It's not watertight right now. No, I was gonna say, I think that for me the fascinating thing about like knowing the new in box versus the used, and even knowing that now, like I don't have any desire to go buy Lego to just like leave it new in a box and try to see if it appreciates in value, right? Or to wait 40 years and say like, and not even that I'm opposed to the idea of investing. Like, it's just not like, for me, it's like, no, I want to buy it to build it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's most of us. Like, that's what's hard with my collection, is that there's not that much that I would want to sell off. But I think so the new in box I don't get. I do, when I go and buy like sets for myself, more and more I've just started getting used ones for that reason. Because like, if you get them in good condition, they're significantly less expensive, and Like it's like I'm gonna take them out of the box immediately anyway. So what does it matter?
Right. Yeah. Is there a good resource for getting like good quality used ones?
So I just go through Bricklink, which is they actually are
Okay.
owned by Lego now. It was started as an independent um, like third party site, but now it's actually owned by them, and um, and I've had really good luck. I haven't had any like counterfeits that I've noticed, or the pieces have actually been all in the condition as described and all that good stuff. Um, it's interesting because like so ahead of this stream, your motorcycle that came through it, one of the rare broken pieces on your guys' old sets is the handlebar on this
Oh yeah.
one. And I
Yeah. I'm
had,
guessing it was probably you or Seth who broke it.
of course, blame us. Um,
Wait. Who's done the most damage to my vehicles?
oh, that's that's fair. That's fair. That's probably me. Well, besides yourself, you setting them on fire and stuff, of course. And Thad,
Yeah, but even
and Thad
even with
ran
me
one of them
setting
into a grocery store, so I don't know. I actually am not high on
even
that list.
even with me setting mine on fire, you and Thad still did the most damage to my cars.
Yeah, but not me. That's Thad. He has to take equal credit in this.
Thad is at least two. I guess maybe you and Thad are even. So I think Thad is two, and I think maybe you are two, right? Or were you only one? No, you were
I was I two? I remember backing up into a guy in a parking lot, which is a bad mistake in your car.
yeah. Try not to do that. Yeah.
I don't. I'm not saying
Maybe
it didn't happen, but I don't actually remember.
Maybe
second
Thad. Maybe Thad wins. Maybe Thad wins with at least two times.
See.
So anyway, hey, have you talked before about this question you asked me about like splitting the sets, favorite set growing up and favorite set currently that you've built?
Of mine?
Of yours, yeah.
Whew. That's a tough one. There's a lot of ways I could go with this. But favorite set growing up, the one that pops into my mind immediately is it was a Sphinx with those adventure, again, the Indiana Jones before Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That one was pretty awesome, and I played with that one a lot, and so that one just definitely jumps out as one of my favorites. Of the current sets, there's so many cool ones, and I've just started to get into the really big collector's ones, so it's hard to not be drawn towards those. The Daily Bugle was a lot of fun, both for the figures and just the overall elements of the build. I'm super stoked about Rivendell. I think that's probably the one I'm most excited about, but I haven't built it yet. And then the other one, so I'm going to be just like you and give a very non-committal answer, but the other one that of my more modern, got it as an adult but not super recently, was the Arkham Asylum from like 2011 is an awesome set. And that actually made it into Justice League versus Avengers. And
I don't remember that
that's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's a good one. So I also just wanted to point out something that's 100% bananas to me on these old school sets. Wait, did I do something wonky with the spacing again?
Do you want to show it on camera again so I can tell you what you did wrong?
Sure.
I'm just messing.
I'm trying to get the spacing on the flags, and I have one stud flag, two studs other flag, 1, 2, 3 studs. Bike.
You've got the board. I think you've got the belt. I think you have the bike billboard over one too many. I think you need to move one to the right as you're looking at it right now.
What do you mean? Here?
Try it right there a minute. Yeah. Move that flag over to one to the right, and then put the other flag in.
Oh yeah, I guess that's correct. What did I miss? It still looks too close over here. I don't know.
Lift it so I can see it head on, front on. No, the whole set. Tilt it the other way. Tilt it, tilt it, tilt it. I need to see the front of the building, like the full front of the building. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Tilt it down just slightly. Stop. What feels off to you?
So on the instructions, there's 3 studs between the flag and this side of the sign, but I think that's in the right position.
Go back to the picture in the instructions.
See? But unless the actual like where I have the
Okay, go back to the set there. Tilt it a little bit more. Yeah, that's interesting. I can't see where it is. The count seems right to me. I think visually, like,
I wasn't missing this piece at all. I was like, that's so odd.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Like visually, it looks centered correctly. I see what you're saying on the page and on the count.
Yeah.
But I can't see.
I don't know. I think it's enough to show we have all the pieces. That's the main goal here. I forgot to talk about that earlier, but that's actually part of the reason I'm doing this whole like series on. I've been rebuilding some of these old classic sets. Is that when 10 years ago, when Seth came out here to shoot Justice League versus Avengers with me, he rated minifigures out of tons of these sets, and so I'm trying to go back through and get all of the pieces back together, so that I can get all these returned to you guys in their original glory, basically. And so yeah, since I was going to be doing that anyway, and I'm always looking for ways to like keep content on my channel, I was like, it'd be awesome to start actually just doing some streaming builds as I get this kind of collection all restored, so to speak.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I like this.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. I want to keep doing it, but obviously in talking I got a little distracted because I'm trying to see exactly where our computers go here. I think I made a mistake in here too. See, I was just all over the place. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I actually put this in the wrong place. See these old? I've gone soft from all the new instructions, man.
You need me to go. You need somebody to go back through that for you, and you like use a little red highlighter around each red Sharpie around each new piece put in.
I need some more time with the classics to really hone up my building skills again. And then we've got the yellow motorcycle in here. But no, you were asking
Caleb,
about.
Hold on just a minute. Flip the building so I can see from the back. So I can see. I need to look at the other way, just the way you had it. Just rotate. So tilt towards your computer. There you go. Okay. Okay. I think so. Hold it up to the camera a little bit more. I want to see in the office space. That's what I'm trying to look at. Okay. Tilt it. Keep tilting a little bit. More.
Yeah. I was supposed to center the. The computer doesn't actually go all the way into the corner, huh?
No. Go back the other way. I'm trying to see if the roof is centered because I wonder if your count is off. Like if the reason your count is off is because of the roof
I put the support at the wrong spot. I think the roof is correct because it lines up nicely with the.
It looks like it. I was just trying to. Yeah.
So you can see here that it does overhang the side of the building. So I'm pretty sure all that is correct.
Flip it. No. Flip it so I can see in the back again. No, it's not. So look at the black roof piece, the flat piece, and see how it's. But now look in the picture. You'll see that it goes one over the roof. The roof angle starts.
So that's where my piece counts off.
That's where your piece counts off. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to move the whole thing.
No. You're fine. I think I just wanted to. You were curious about what happened, and it needed to go one more over the edge. Yeah.
No, thank you for solving that.
Yeah.
So you were asking about replacement parts and Bricklink and stuff too, or like where we get that. And I had actually, in preparation for this, I had got you a replacement motorcycle, which came in on time, and I believe was whole when I got it, but it came with, there was something poking through the one handle, and I was like, uh-oh. And sure enough, it had broken off the exact same handlebar, which I tried to glue back, but I don't have the angle quite right if you look at it head on. So I'm going to have to track down another one of these things, another one of these almost antiques, because I was trying to get it fully restored, but unfortunately the part did not arrive.
Hey, one broken handle is not too bad for 40 years, in my opinion.
No, not bad at all. Yeah, so I missed the sidecar here at the very beginning. So do you have a white whale, like one set that you had wanted but were never able to actually get your hands on?
I think so. I think my white whale is and it was, unfortunately, it was like right before I started just realizing, oh no, I am using some of my adult money to buy Lego now. And it's the 1969 Batcave.
Okay.
The Lego from the classic TV show, The Batcave.
Yeah.
That one is the one that's probably was like, I should have got that one. And especially like occasionally gone online and found it places, and it's like, yeah, I can't justify spending that now.
Yeah, it's expensive now, but it is a good set.
So I think that's probably mine. What about yours?
Oof. Also a big question. Probably the Death Star that came out around the time that I was collecting Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
It was the big playset that had like basically all your different scenes from the various points in the Death Star, and it was pretty awesome. I don't remember the exact year.
Oh yeah.
I think it was around the 2011 mark as well. And dude, now I've got to find the red motorcycle, because the thumbnail for this video is actually taken with that motorcycle, so I know I have it, but I thought I put back of this stuff, and now it's like, no, I don't have it here. We got to get that to complete the sidecar. Oh, and then you were talking about the box too, and I wanted to point out this is actually the snippet of the box that I found in with the instructions and everything. And this looks like the back that was saved for the alternate builds.
Oh yeah.
But I just thought it was cool that even part of this still existed. I honestly had completely forgot we had it anywhere.
So I think I remember the image in the bottom left corner, and I remember the image in that top right corner. I don't remember the barge version of this at all, like from that. So that's really cool.
This one here, boat.
Yeah. So bottom left. I remember. Yeah, I remember bottom left, and I remember top right. Like I can visually remember those, but I don't remember the boat one at all. That top right one would actually be a fun variation to build, and I think that set's basic enough that like I'm not too dumb. I might be able to actually figure it out.
That would actually be cool to go through and do some of the alternate builds after all this time.
Yeah.
So we got a few questions. I'm gonna bring back in.
So while you're pulling that up, though, question for you: the box, save the box or not? And while you're prepping your answer for that, shout out to Sarah and Teddy's Lego collection. That is the bins that they have for Teddy's Lego collection to have like in its own individual bins, but with the instructions. But all the sets is pretty like. His closet and his collection is pretty impressive and pretty organized, and it makes me happy. But yeah, keeping the boxes.
So keeping the boxes, I think 100% comes down to if you ever plan on selling, because you can see the value the value difference if it comes with the box or not. So I still have the boxes for the vast majority of my stuff. I was planning on getting rid of a lot of these boxes, and unfortunately, I have a absurd amount of sets that I actually haven't built yet, which I'd like to go through and build them all at some point. But some of those, especially ones that I bought up, because I bought up a lot of Batman and Avengers sets in case we did future seasons of the show. that were mainly for the figures more than for the sets themselves. So now, especially that there's some more expensive sets that I would really like. Now I'm flirting with the idea of, oh, do I go and actually sell some of these that I never opened that weren't really the ones that were gifts or that people that have nostalgia value aren't really ones that I would sell, but like there's some again that I've never opened that I would consider. So I think that's my biggest thing with the box or no box debate is like if you want to sell them as a collector's piece, again, these things are real collector's pieces, like joking aside, like there is a collector's market for it now. So if you want to get in on that, then 100% keep the boxes. But if they're for your personal collection and to rebuild and have fun, you can store them way easier than in the box. Speaking of Teddy, actually, he had one of the questions that I wanted to bring in here. He had asked if there were any stickers in the older sets, and so I wanted to show that here. So, Teddy, this is. Oh, I gotta take you so you can actually see. This up here is a decal. This is actually bananas to me. I'm so glad that they don't do this anymore because this is actually 2 pieces, and they're only attached with the sticker. And this was always terrifying to me as a kid that something was going to happen, that these are going to rip and get messed up. So I'm so glad that Lego doesn't do any stickers that span 2 pieces anymore.
Caleb, there's not a cross piece the full length at the bottom of that the sticker goes over.
There is a cross piece, but I just more mean the fact that it's assembled, that you could technically start to disassemble it and have some issues. That was always terrifying to me. And then you can see here there's decals on the windows. These are all decals on the windows as well. So definitely did have some of those.
And the window that has the lines, the window with the lines, that's a decal as well back then. They changed that eventually, but those 3 lines.
Yeah.
No, the stripes over on the far left.
Oh, here, yes. Yeah, that's a decal as well.
Yeah.
That's a decal as well. So yeah, and then you can see so I think this is the one thing that I would say Lego's missing a little bit of now when you go to the whole argument of more expensive now versus then is you have here a 170 piece set that's a pretty complete, it's a pretty complete little shop that you could put in your town setup. And at $1,750, I don't imagine Lego making things that are quite this scale anymore. And I think that's the one kind of thing that's really cool about the old school stuff is how you had this entry point where you could get something like this that, again, serves as a centerpiece of your town or whatever, and you don't have as many options at that kind of point anymore. And Noob Master asks me if we're still planning on making animations, and yeah, the answer to that is absolutely. I'm working on animations all of the time, so I have some in the works right now. I still have been working on the Justice League versus Avengers show a lot in the background, and my last live stream I did with the Y-Wing and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter from the now 25-year-old Star Wars sets. And so I've actually been doing a quick little 17-second animation because I really wanted to post something that I could post and have everybody see soon. So I have that animation probably coming within the next month or two that I'm excited to get posted. So, Brenon, there are a few pieces. I was tempted to actually build this ahead of time, but I figured it was cheating. So there are a few pieces I'm going to have to track down for you on this.
Yeah, of course.
So first of all, the red motorcycle, which I know that's here. I just don't know where I set it down. So that exists. It looks like we've got the black hammer and wrench inside, which I believe Seth probably rated for extra tools somewhere. So those should be easy enough to find. I have to admit, I discovered one of the 7 deadly sins in my book as I was going to pull the minifigures out for this. There's the one with the overalls I actually couldn't find, and this shocked me to my core, but this is the guy with the vest, and he has been dismembered at some point. I'm going to blame Seth, because I don't think I've ever dismembered a Lego, but he is missing arms. Yeah. So
not okay.
Not Seth, okay at all. Yeah. I don't know if he's here to defend himself, so we can definitely blame him.
Okay. Yep.
But this is where I'm going to go back now, and I'm glad you queued me up for it, because I'm going to go back to oh man, what am I doing? Bricklink here. And I went ahead, if I can find my right Bricklink tab, and I tracked down so far the missing pieces. So I've got your replacement minifigures. I haven't quite hit the minimum order yet, but I'm going to go shop their store and find some other stuff. So I've got the replacement minifigures that will be coming in before I come see you. I'm going to try to get another version of this motorcycle, see if the second time's the charm on getting an unbroken version of this. But I'm going to try to get you one without the handlebars. Because again, the goal is, I appreciate you guys, even if whether or not we had permission when the sets were rated, I appreciate you guys letting us use it for the last decade to make this animation. So we're going to make sure that these get like fully restored for the collection. This guy fortunately was in outstanding shape, the merchant cart. So no restoration needed on this one. You can see, check out that minifigure condition you guys had it in. But yeah, so that's going to be coming up to round it out and complete it here.
Nice.
So I apologize. I apologize for the. This kills me.
Yeah.
But the paint wasn't that. I think was just from lots and lots of play, so it'll be good. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's just from wear.
So we'll get a first-hand test to see how good. We'll get a first-hand test to see how good the Bricklink quality is on some of these different replacement parts, especially the 40-year-old figures.
Nice.
But yeah, man. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
it was cool to get these back together.
This is fun.
That's the one other thing I have missing here that I'll have to see if it's in the parts anywhere is one of these clear plastic pieces. I didn't.
Oh yeah, for the helmets.
I didn't see one of those, but again, that could easily be in with one of the bins that we have here, and I just haven't found it yet. So I'll keep an eye out for that as I'm going through other stuff. Cool. But yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Thanks thanks for watching us rebuild this Lego, and we're gonna keep continuing on through the collection. So maybe we'll have Brenon back one of these days when I have some more clips from Justice League versus Avengers to show off or something. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun to get this collection back together, and I'll have to update when I have everything fully restored on this.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will be back soon.